Hello, welcome back. We used the last 7 figure to complete the section about the detailed target enterprise architecture for ArchiMetal case study. Before we move to next section, as usual, let's use this short video to make our modeling pattern summary, or we try to abstract what we have used, including element and the relation. So let's open another the model which we used to store our pattern. So if you go to the repository, actually within the model files folder, I have a separate model file. It's called practice patterns. Within this file, we already have two views. One is the chapter 2 is the challenge for the ArchiMetal company is numbers of these patterns, and earlier is we have this transformation, the overview pattern, and today let's do our new part. So let's see pattern detail enterprise architecture. Let's see anything new we have used or within this last 7 figure. So what I will do is I will open our repository. Also let you have an idea is how to explore here. So if you go to this repository, then you can scroll down here. These 5 are the different chapter. So every chapter we will have our the list of the diagram, the pictures, and the model file, and also the video file link. So today let's do this detail the target architecture. So we have 7 the views already here. Let's starting from the first one. Since if you remember that this chapter talking about the 4 process and breaking down them, and also make the business layer mapping and application layer cross mapping. So that means there's not too many the things we need to do in every the view. I hope is we can find is many commonality from that. So first, let's go to our detail view. So then let me copy this here. So pattern for our detail enterprise architecture. So we're starting to see anything we already have. So HQ is the business actor, and we have that assigned to the business service. I believe those is we have that business service serving our HQ or the business actor, but we want to have the assigned to. So let's clear about that, and we add this one. And the business service, we can have the self-serving. So based on their different the steps, different service, we have this one. And the business service will serve to the business process. So if we are putting here, let's drag the business process. So we see here, let's keep on this assign to, and we have this existing the assignment, the serving. So let's distribute this. And process realize service. So that is already here. And then we have this access to the information. But before that is we introduced the events to process. So we don't have these events before. So let's drag our events here. The events will trigger to business process, and the business process will have a self trigger. So we can put like here. So so smaller, because we will have our business process linking to the information. So let's see what we have, that business object. We don't have that. So here we can put this, and we have the access. This is the write. Let me put 2. No, not using this. I create a new, and this one I use read, because for some the views or some the information entity, we are actually using the vice versa direction. So let's distribute this one. And we can see here we have the aggregate of the business information layer or business object. And then also we have this presentation layer to realize our business object. So that is the thing we pretty enough to represent this business layer. Nothing new on this second one on the business layer, but we just introduced the application service. So here we don't have that. So application service has the realization, the serving relation to the business process. So we can put that. Maybe we use this here. Then we give the application layer some space. Then here is the serving, and one will be simpler. We have the application components that let's clean up those, because on this detail layer we want to see the application service layer will give some more the insights. So we don't want the application components directly linked to the business process. Now we have a middle layer. So when we have this, then when you examine the second process, all the things, so we have that. Just you can see here, you have the business process also can trigger back to another the events. So that is our 2 direction. Then we have this may make that distribute, and then this exit events to trigger another business process that already represented by this link. So all these are already covered, and similar here, these 2 layers, application service and application components are okay. But we can see here is we can also have the application service to serve application components. So that is the vice versa, another direction. Then we have that putting distribute. And that for the application service, we can use the application collaboration with realization. We can put that here. And then from the collaboration, we have this aggregate to different the application components. So that is the interesting part. So we enlarge the application components and make these distribute back to their stage. Yeah. So that is the this complex collaboration view we are modeling like this area. And here we don't see there's anything different. So just the different the instance of the application components. And similar here, we already have all of them. And here, so from the application components, we can have the flow, so to ourselves. So that is, we have that. So we can simply use this, and then I think it's that's pretty much on the thing. So let's make this smaller. Just think it's easier to have a look. Then we can put that here. So if you see here, for this 7 diagram is primarily we have several components used or notation used in the business layer, and then this we cross to the application layer through the application service. So if you can define an application service layer, that will be perfect. Otherwise, is you come back to our target the state in the last previously chapter. You can connect application components to business process directly. So that also are one layer simplify when we go to the different type of those modeling. So every the kind of those pattern is depends on your knowledge level to your enterprise architecture. So if you know more, you can breaking down them into the more detailed notation. If not, don't wait. You can still make the diagramming or make the design for the enterprise architecture, but you can use the simplified way, or sometimes we call this shortcut. You just connect first because we need something on hand, then we can gradually improve or enhance them. So thank you very much for your the working on this pattern summary. Next we will move to the last chapter. Thank you. Talk later.